And today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a Robux shop GUI. So when I say that, I'm talking about you can go ahead and buy game passes that are, gold, extra gold or something. Or in this case, I'm going to make a quote-unquote blue pass just because, well, why not? Anyways, let's get started. So first off, we're going to go into Start a GUI, and I'm going to go through everything this time. Insert object. We're going to add a screen GUI there. Let's go ahead and name this shop UI, and let's just go ahead and start. So I'll go ahead and make my text button, which will be used to open the shop. So if I go ahead and just scale it down a little bit, and I'll go over and name this what we're gonna shop button. Pretty simple there. And I'll go ahead and call this shop and just customizing it to my liking. Source sans bold and 20 size font. Nah, we'll go 25. That looks much better. And one other thing I think looks nice is if we just get rid of that border. It looks quite solid there. And maybe a different background color as well. Orange is looking pretty good. I'll take that. And now we'll go ahead and make our text, our shop. So go ahead and just make a little frame and use that. That's a little big. There we go. And I'm going to use this plugin that I have called Roundify. I do have a video on how to use plugins, which is coming out in a couple days, I do believe. But as for now, you can just go to Manage Plugins, and it'll bring you up to the plugin store or whatever, and you search up Roundify, and there it'll be. And what it does is it just makes your frames and everything round. Anyways, let's go ahead and just color this to our liking. I did the wrong thing. There we go. Image color 3. And this will be a nice little orange as well, kind of to mix with that. And we'll name this shop background. Next, let's go ahead and add another frame. In that frame, I'm going to go ahead and roundify that as well. Did it roundify? There we go. It did, and I will make that about that big. And I'll name this title. And we'll add some text. Text label. There we go. Size it up right like that. Make the background transparency to 1. Source sans bold because that looks much better. And we'll call this the Robux shop. There we go. Let's 50. Does that look good? 50 looks pretty good. Actually, let's go ahead and make this caps looks great. And we'll go ahead and change this to a little bit of a different color orange. Oh, this to a different color orange. How are we looking with that? Let's make that actually darker. And I'll make the text white. That looks, yeah, that's looking pretty snazzy. Anyways, let's go ahead and add another text label, or no, we're making a text button here. A text button. There we go, and this will be our X, just so that we can get out, because that's good to get out when COVID is happening. Kidding. I'm sorry, YouTube. But then we'll go ahead and make this close. And source sans bold. What size do I want this? 50? 50 looks good. And we'll make this a text color of red. There we go. And background transparency looks good. Now let's go ahead and add our one button that I'm gonna have in here. There we go. And that's just gonna be our buy button. Okay. Buy blue pass. And you know, I'll go ahead and roundify this as well. Now sometimes it does cover up the text, so if you just go over to the text button and you increase this index, it'll come to the front like so. And I'll change this to text scale. No, 50 looks pretty good, and we'll make this bold and just 10 Robux. Meh. Well, I think it might actually be fine just with that. So now that we have this all nice and, well, you know, simple, I guess, we'll go ahead and name this quick. Buy button. And there we go. So now let's go ahead and add our leader stats. So in order to add our leader stats, we are going to need to go up to replicated storage, insert object, and we're going to insert a script. In that script, and we'll just name this leader stats. And in that script, we're going to type the following: game.players.playerAdded::connect, and this will be function and player, and then we'll add a local leader stats equals instance.new. This is folder, and then we'll make its parent the player, and we'll name this leader stats. Leaderstats.name equals leader stats. Alright, now that I am into a couple lines of the code, I will tell you that I do have a Discord channel, or Discord server, that's what it's called. You can go ahead and join that Discord server, which I have the link in the description, and it's a pinned comment, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. And if you go ahead and join there, I have my models, so the model will be in here, and my scripts will also be in there. And if you need some help, I do have several people in there who know what they're doing. So if you go ahead and just ask, we'll be more than willing to help you. Anyways, let's go ahead and get back into the scripting. And then we'll go ahead and name this local hidden stats equals instance.new folder. And then this will be under leader stats. And hidden stats.name equals hidden stats. There we go. And finally we'll make a class, so local class equals instance.new folder. And just so you guys know that it actually works, I'll go ahead and name this leader stats, just because I'm not going to make the name tag right now. So class.name equals class. There we go. So now we are done with the leader stats. So if we go back to replicated storage, and we do need one more, which is called the Roblox purchase handler. So that's going to be another script, and Roblox purchase handler, and there we're going to type local ID1 equals, and we'll actually come back to this in just a second after we get everything set up. So I'll just give this a random number like 1000, and then we'll go ahead and do local MPS equals game:get service marketplace service. There we go, and we'll go down and type MPS dot process receipt equals function receipt info. Oh, probably should capitalize that just so it looks better. receipt info, and if receipt info dot product ID equals ID1, then we'll go ahead and type local player equals game.players colon get player by user ID, and this will be receipt info dot player ID, and here's where we're going to make the purchase happen. Basically, I did forget an equals there, but this line right here, number 9, is going to be where you're going to make the thing that you're going to buy with Robux happen. So I'll go ahead and make this a class. That's going to be a class change, just so that you can kind of understand how it works. It won't display because I'm not going to make this I'm not going to make this game public, but if it were public, then you could actually go ahead and buy things with Robux. So I'll make this game.players.localplayers.class.value equals blue pass owner. There we go. And return enum dot product purchase decision dot purchase granted. There we go. We are now done with this script as well. So you can go ahead and close on out of that, and we don't need to deal with that anymore until we get the ID. So next we're going to go in and give these buttons a function. So we'll go ahead and start out by making the animation control. So here we're going to go ahead and type the right here, which will be the open close, and we're going to call this animation control. And let's go ahead and start typing scripts.parent.mouse button 1 down :connect, and this will be a function. There we go. And local in use equals script.parent.parent.in use. We'll add that in just a second. .value. And if in use equals false, then script.parent.parent.in use .value equals true, and local UI equals script.parent.parent.robux shop. Is that what I named it? No, I named it shop. Parent.shopbg. There we go. And UI : anchor point. Come on. UI dot anchor point. Anchor point equals vector2.new. Then this will just be 0 and 0. And then we'll go down and do UI : tween position, and we're going to type udim2.new, and then we'll add another parenthesis, 0.308, comma 0, comma 0.354. That's only if you want it to go directly back to its position, and another 0. There we go. And make sure we're in the right one there. And if in use equals true, then script.parent.parent.in use .value equals false. Local UI equals script parent shop bg, and UI colon UI dot anchor point. No, anchor point. Anchor point equals vector2 dot new 0 0, and UI colon tween position udim2 dot new, and this will be 0.308 0, and then we're going to change this to 1.05 just so that it gets out of the way. So this will go ahead and slide the shop background to the bottom of the screen so that it is no longer visible for the player. So now that we're done with that, we'll go ahead and jump into the close, which will basically just be Control C, and oh my goodness, hello, Control Shift V, there we go, close, Control, and we'll just get rid of if use, in use equals false, there we go. And let's see here, I don't quite remember where I put that, so what did I do? Script.parent script.parent oh, so it's just the parent. Okay, just the parent here. In use is script.parent.parent.inUse.value. Let's see here. So in the animation control, I do script.parent.parent.inUse. Okay, so that's going to be right here. Going to insert a bool value, which will be in use, and the animation control is just fine. And we'll go ahead and change this to script.parent.parent and .parent. There we go. And that looks good. So next we'll go ahead and go into the buy button script. So in the buy button script, we're going to go ahead and type, give me 1 second to find the right thing. So there we go, found it. Insert object, and this will be a local script. And in the we'll name this by control, and this will be MPS equals game colon get service marketplace service. There's just one parenthesis there. There we go. And ID equals, well, it matters what your ID is. I'll show you that right as soon as we're done scripting everything. So local player equals game dot players dot local player script dot parent dot mouse button 1 down. Oh nope, click connect, and this will be a function and just one parenthesis there. There we go. And this will be MPS colon prompt product purchase player and ID. There we go. So now we are looking done. And in order to do this, I'll just go ahead and make sure this in use is true, just so that I can close it. And we'll jump in and test it real quick, just to see how it works. And if we go ahead and close it, it closes. As you can tell, it's a little bit off because this was my old one that I used to practice everything. You'll have to figure that out on your own since it's different for everyone. And then if we press the shop button, it comes back and it'll go back down to the right spot. And Blue Pass, it won't do anything because we don't currently have third-party item sales for this game. Since I don't have it published, I don't want to do anything with that. But I'll quick show you where you can find the ID and whatnot. So stop, and we'll go to game settings, monetization, and as you can tell, I have a blue pass right here. If we go ahead and click create, we can get another one. And if we just go ahead and press these three dots and press edit, what on earth happened here? Well, normally it's going to bring up a spot where you can do the price, the name of it, and the description, and I think the image as well. And then after you save it, you'll be able to go back and you'll find the ID, which is right here, and that is the ID you'll go ahead and put in buy control, and you'll put in Roblox purchase handler. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't, go ahead and dislike it. That's alright. Leave a comment. Tell me how I did and what I should improve. Anyways, if you guys need help,